Well, we got some stunning news out of the college football world this afternoon as USC announced that they have parted ways with head coach Clay Helton. Did not expect this. Did not expect this news to come out. Clay Helton seems like he's been the guy that's been on the hot seat for the last couple of seasons, but USC, they've, stuck with him. But after last weekend's loss against Stanford, I guess the Trojans, they've had enough. They want to part ways, and they're looking for a new coach at the end of the season. So before we get to today's video, before we talk about this shocking news in regards to Clay Helton and the USC Trojans, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications if you're brand new to the channel. I post a lot of college football content, so if you're a college football fan, this is definitely the place to you. When there's any breaking college football news, this will be the first place you hear about it. You'll hear my thoughts, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. So before I get to anything, drop a comment down below. Give me your immediate thoughts to the Clay Helton news. Let me know if you think it's a good call. Let me know if you think it's a bad call, and let me know who you think the Trojans should go after for their new head coach. So yeah, again, this is pretty shocking news to me because I personally thought Clay Helton probably should have been fired a year or two ago. USC opted not to, and doing this 2 weeks into the season, this is shocking because USC, they were ranked, I believe 15th last week going into their matchup against Stanford. They got embarrassed by the Cardinal at home, lost by 2 touchdowns, were outplayed the entire game. This wasn't a Stanford team of old where they're one of the better teams in the Pac-12. Stanford is not expected to do much in the conference this season. USC was a 17-point favorite, and it was a 31-point swing because they lost by 2 touchdowns. So that was the final straw in regards to Clay Helton's tenure at USC. Here's a statement from USC Athletic Director Mike Bohn. If you guys don't want to hear his statement, you guys can just skip through about a minute or so. But for those of you that want to hear the statement, here's what he released about 15 minutes ago. This afternoon, I informed Clay Helton of my decision to make a change in the leadership of our football program. Clay is one of the finest human beings I have met in this industry, and he has been a tremendous role model and mentor to our young men. We appreciate his many years of service to our university and wish him nothing but the very best. Consistent with our values as an institution, he deserves the utmost respect from the Trojan family during this transition. As I committed to upon my arrival at USC, during the past 2 off seasons, we provided every resource necessary for our football program to compete for championships. The added resources carried significantly increased expectations for our team's performance, and it is already evident that, despite the enhancements, those expectations would not be met without a change in leadership. The season is just getting started, and we have the opportunity to really do something special with this team and this program. I'm confident that as our interim head coach Dante Williams gives us a higher probability for success the remainder of the season. Dante is an experienced and well-respected coach who is renowned for his ability to develop relationships with student athletes, and I appreciate his willingness to take on this challenge. With 10 games left, we still have control of our own destiny in the Pac-12 Conference, a tremendously talented group of student athletes, and complete faith in the phenomenal assistant coaches and outstanding support staff in the John McKay Center. I want to be exceptionally clear, our university and its leadership are committed to winning national championships and restoring USC football to glory. This decision represents our next step toward that goal in what has been a thoughtful and strategic process to build a comprehensive football organization equivalent to the premier programs in the modern landscape. I accept the enormous responsibility I have to our current and former players and the entire Trojan family to live up to our incredible heritage. Over the next few months, we will conduct a national search for our new head coach. We will actively and patiently pursue a coach who will deliver on the championship aspirations and expectations we all share for our football program. With our storied history, our talented young roster, and the major investments we've made in the infrastructure of our football organization, I'm optimistic that we are better positioned right now than we have been at any other time in the past decade to recruit the best and right leader for us. I'm counting on the USC community to step up its support of our players, unify as a family, and help show every potential coaching candidate and recruit that this is the greatest program in the country. Let's do what we do best and fight on. Yeah, there is a lot to take away from that statement, a lot of comments that stood out, but I'll let you guys react to Mike Bohm's statement in the comments down below. Certainly some scorching hot takes he made in regards to that statement right there, acting as if USC is one of the 3 best teams in the country, but I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, going on in regards to this firing, it seemed like there was a storm brewing, especially after this weekend's loss to Stanford. Keyshawn Johnson, he tweeted out saying, "I'm so pissed, I can no longer fight on for him, period." embarrassing. Matt Leinart, probably one of the more recognizable names in the history of USC's, program. This is just bad. I saw Oregon today up close and personal, and they would drop the hammer on USC. Two programs going in different directions. Now, the strange thing is, in regards to Clay Helton's tenure, is the fact that for the most part, he's been, fairly successful. He has a really good record with the Trojans. He's won a Rose Bowl with them, in his first full season as their head coach, but ever since then, things have just been trending in the wrong direction for USC. I get, he was 21-6 over those first two full seasons he had as coach, but since then, USC's gone 5-7, 8-5. Last year they did go 5-1, and this year they're already 1-1. So USC, they have the talent. They've been recruiting really well. This is not a team that should be, finishing the season a game or two above 500. This should be a team that's in contention for the Pac-12 title on a year-to-year basis, and they should be in contention for the national championship on a year-to-year basis as well. And now the question is, who's going to be the next USC head coach? Obviously, they're going to stick it out the rest of the season, not worry about that process right now, but this offseason, USC is going to be looking for a brand new head coach. I don't even want to know, which names we could potentially get into. There's a lot of names out there, but it's just what direction does USC want to go in? I'm not entirely sure. I talked about this at the beginning of the video, but I don't really understand why USC did this now. Like I said, I think they should have done this years ago. Clay Helton's a decent coach, but clearly he wasn't the right guy for the job. Any USC fan, any USC alum, they could tell you the exact same thing. So you're doing this 2 games into the season. You're pretty much changing everything up after only 2 weeks. Why not just do this at the end of last season if you were this hesitant with him? I thought it would have been easier just to get rid of him last season, bring in a brand new head coach, and work from there. But if anything, this makes things a little more difficult for the Trojans moving forward. So yeah, this is definitely a surprising move for USC. It'll be interesting to see how the team does moving forward, because this is still a team that has hopes of winning the Pac-12, has hopes of potentially fighting for a playoff spot, although that seems pretty difficult to do now. But this is still a very good team, and under the right man, I think USC can go back to being a consistent top 10, top 15 team. But looking at this now, I still stand by this. I think they made a horrible decision by not bringing back Coach O all those years ago. He was clearly the man for the job. His team, his players, everyone loved him. The fans loved him. And had USC stuck with Ed Orgeron, who knows where this program would be? Obviously, they ended up going to Steve Sarkisian. That whole, experiment was an absolute disaster. Things did not end well there. And again, ever since Clay Helton took over, granted, they did win the Rose Bowl against Penn State a couple years ago in 2016. That was a great year. He followed that up with an 11-win season. They did lose the Cotton Bowl, but over the last 4 seasons, Clay Helton has just not lived up to expectations, and USC has not lived up to expectations as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys think this was the right call for USC? Do you think they should have held off till the end of the season, or should they have fired him last season to avoid all this, drama midway through the season? Also, let me know who you think the Trojans should look to be their next head coach. Comment below some names that you think would be a great choice for SC this offseason. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, your reactions to this news, because it's not every week that a top 15 team loses a game and their head coach gets fired shortly after. So definitely some shocking news, but overall, I think this is the smart move for the USC Trojans. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you're brand new to the channel, I post a lot of college football content. So if you're a college football fan, this is definitely the place for you. Definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, as it helps share the video with more college football fans. If there are any more college football videos you guys would like to see in the coming days, drop a comment down below, let me know, and that very well could be my next video. So as always, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.